Hello everyone, and welcome back to my Let's Play of Rue Valley. Last time, a lot of things happened. We spent the episode trying to get into Alex K's bedroom, I suppose, where he has his equipment for listening to the space signals, and unfortunately it ended with us getting shot. And of course afterwards reviving because we are in a fucking time loop, and Eugene is a bit slow on the uptake, and has been deeply traumatized by being killed and then still being alive. In any case, we can take the intention to shoot Alexander K, which I feel like is probably the thing we need to do. But before we commit to that, let's at least have a little walk around and see if we can, I don't know, talk to people about something. Find some... Okay, I didn't need to waste that minute on absolutely nothing. Let's get out and see if, I don't know, the reception girl has something to offer. I don't imagine we need to talk to Fink this time. Hello.
How can I help you, Mr. Harrow?
Okay. Fine. Let's take the fucking intention. Shoot Alexander K. You've convinced me. You need to find yourself a firearm. Can't bring your fists to a gunfight. Ask around. Bother people. Search the internet. Do you?
How can I help you, Mr. Harrow?
Do you happen to have a gun?
I'm sorry. What?
Gun.
No need to whisper, Mr. Harrow. There's no one else here. And yes, I've carried a gun since I turned 18. Perfectly legal and common around here.
Ah, good. Oh wow, it sounds miraculous, but Robin may hold the keycard to your problem. Do you keep it in the same place as the master keycard?
Well, yes. No. Well, not right now. Most nights
Ah.
are inseparable like salt and pepper.
So it is here.
Just not this time.
While she's talking, she opens the drawer and looks for something you know isn't there. Her face goes rigid for a heartbeat, then she smooths it over and locks her gaze on you. She blinks slowly, lips curved in a silent smile, as if awaiting applause, or waiting for you to take the hint and leave. Silence stretches on until a grin explodes over her face.
Just kidding, Mr. Harrow. I don't really own a gun. The scariest thing I own is a staple remover.
Oh, well, that's unfortunate. I was hoping you have an actual gun. Ah, no! I really fell for it. You hoped for a miracle, and all you got was your shitty sense of humor. Even if I wanted to, my dad would never allow me to have a firearm. Okay. Oh boy. Well, I bet Maxine owns a firearm. I also bet she would not give it to us. So, question is, are we going to Kuiper or are we going to the gas station? I think we're going to the gas station. Well, I imagine we will spend some time on the internet and then talk to Maxine at the end of the loop. When she's done yapping with Riley. Yep, yapping.
No, not like that. I mean...
Yeah, I already listened to you. Let's call Ben and find out if he has a gun. The connection beeps once, twice, 3 times. Each sound an echoing drill in your skull. Yeah? Yeah. Ben, do you own a firearm?
Yeah, man, just let me go.
The phone line is stable, and you can hear Ben clearly. Yet, he sounds distant, like he's speaking from the other side of the Wall of Dreams.
You can't think about it. My brain hurts when I think about thinking about it.
Okay. I promise I won't make you think anymore. Just tell me, where is your gun? Yet the words don't reach him. You think you hear Ben haphazardly humming over the loud music. Yet you can't be sure. It's no use. You'll have to break him out of this stupor somehow. A verbal kick to the balls will do. Benjamin Fleming, police here. Security check. Where is your weapon?
Oh, shit, fuck.
Noise overlaps with music from the other side, like his phone fell down. Then the music stops.
So sorry, Mr. Police Officer. I got a bit lost.
He is definitely more present now, but still sounds distant, like he emerged from a great depth. His throat raspy from all the water he coughed up.
The safe, officer. I mean, it's in the safe. It's all according to the new law.
Even across the ethereal distance of the phone line, and without any visual cues, you feel panic swelling in Ben's chest. It is so strong.
The new regulations. They did everything. I did everything. No one touched the gun but me. It hasn't even been passed. The law is not active. But I assure you, it's all according to the new regulations. No worries.
Which new regulations have you complied with, exactly?
All of them. The new ones.
Eugene, are you fucking losing it? I have to go now, officer. A serious panic attack is coming right up. The line is dead, and somehow you feel calling him again next loop wouldn't achieve much. Your hopes of learning the whereabouts of Ben's gun are bleeding out on the proverbial floor, quickly dying. Must be in the lost and found room. Everything is in there. You sure about that? And have you seen that mess/fortress? Who is going to explore all of that? The very thought of just looking for the firearm all over again and again makes you feel tired, let alone doing the deed. He did insist it was all in accord with the new regulations, though, over and over again. Maybe call the real police and ask about them. That might shine some light on where Ben stored his weapon, or at least give you an idea where to start the search. Okay. Sure, let's call the police. We have plenty of time. Wolfwood Sheriff Department, Deputy Sheriff Cody speaking. How can we help? Deputy Sheriff Cody is caught in a downward spiral of boredom, and your call is just an insignificant interruption in the grand scheme of things. I recently got a weapon and started wondering about storage regulations.
Oh man, do we really need to do this right now?
Even through the ethereal connection of the telephone line, you say ethereal connection of the telephone line twice in the dialogues that are definitely close to each other. Look at a different metaphor. You can feel the deputy's yawn. It's wide enough to swallow the sun.
Well, sure, I got time to kill. One tough question, let me tell you. To know if you're thinking about old or new regulations.
Okay, and wrong voice line to the text line. Is there any difference between the two?
Sure there is. The new regs are kicking the balls, let me tell you. And the old ones from the 80s were a running joke since no one respected them. So, it's always clear why old Bill Thatcher, the then mayor, pushed so hard for that law. There was enough military-grade caliber weapons around here to arm a whole battalion. Together with sporting artillery, mind you. Law from 85 made all that illegal. Old Thatcher had no other way to disarm the Walter Group. I mean, you have to be dead dumb not to understand why old Bill wanted those guns gone.
Walter Group.
Well, that's local folklore. No wonder you don't know about them.
Eugene, why do you not know about them? I think we have a pretty good idea.
They were a militia organization from the start of the 80s, led by none other than my grandpa, Milton Canis, and gathered around the ideas of Walter Kay to nationalize the gold discovered by Apex Ore and distribute it to its rightful owners, us, the people. Of course, people liked that idea, liked it very much, but Apex Ore didn't. There were a bunch of tensions, so the Walter Group, well, armed themselves. That's why I'm sure the law from 85 was meant only and exclusively to disarm the Walter Group. Even then, legislature worked for the rich, corporate vultures. So, Cousin Walt and Grandpops faced a decision. Surrender the arsenal, or be declared a terrorist organization. Not much of a choice, eh?
No choice is the easiest choice to make. Thus spoke the king of Copper.
Well, that's life for you. If you're faced with only shit choices, I would have rather have no choice at all. Anywho, that meant the end of Walter Group, of course, but Cousin Walter wasn't so easily stopped. Straight after the law came into force, he founded a political movement. For our children. My grandpops didn't join, though. He was a man of action. Not much for speeches, vote gathering and the like. And imagine, Literally a day after Grandpops left the group, Thatcher offered him a job as a chief's assistant with the Bothwood Police.
Well, it does seem to me that the mayor was trying to bribe your grandfather, but police work is in your blood, then.
Yes, sirree. The Knesses were lawmen even before we had them shiny badges. Anywho, after the 3-month grace period expired in June of '85, Thatcher ordered Grandpops to search the houses of former Walter Group militiamen. See, the old bastard didn't believe all guns were surrendered. Grandpops tried telling him that Walter surely didn't have no more weapons, that he's a law-fearing citizen, but the old bastard didn't want to hear any of it. And an order is an order. Of course, found Dick squat. Cousin Walter got so angry with Grandpops, called him a traitor, a bastard, all kind of nasty stuff. They never ever talked again. Walter didn't even come to Grandpop's funeral. Politics, pal. Cut you off from your own kin.
Well, wasn't that an unexpected but enlightening conversation? Since the fate of the Walter Group's vast stockpile of weaponry still remains a mystery, it might be worthwhile to dig deeper, learn more about them. Could we ask Walter? We don't know where he is. Let's bother random people until somebody spills all the beans about Walter Group. No. They'll tell you the same story Cody just did, but with their own personal bias. Nope. You need to get to the source. And since you don't know where Walter is, exactly, his room is a decent substitute, and that room had a magazine about the Walter Group. But first, let's finish this conversation. You hear the sound of Deputy Cody munching something, but he didn't even tell you what you actually wanted to know. The narrator feels like the equivalent of Valetian from Disco Elysium. Probably the benevolent and stable part of our psyche that is trying to keep our shit together. What does all of this history have to do with weapon storage regulations?
Did you listen to a thing I said, pal? New regulations are based on the law of '85. If it weren't for the old, there wouldn't be the new. As for proper storage, well, the old regs weren't adhered to at all. And the new, listen, if you want to follow them to the letter, it's like this. You need to have a special 14-gauge steel safe that's been approved by the ministry. Ammunition could be in the same safe, but it must be in a separate 10-gauge steel box in its original packaging. And the safe itself must be sealed by the sheriff, and only unlocked by a fingerprint of the weapon's owner.
These new regs won't be followed by anyone, right?
Well, no, that remains to be seen. Government did prescribe pretty hefty sums of money for owners who don't follow the regs, though.
So, the fact that Ben has a weapon means naught. It's out of your hands. There is no chance in hell that he'll just stumble upon his finger, let alone a fingertip.
And the worst thing, pal? Sheriff already scheduled visits to all registered weapon owners. Lucky us, and thanks to the '85 law, there is a list of owners. Otherwise, we would have to go house to house. Still, shit ton of work.
A register of weapon owners. After wading through shit, you finally struck gold. Wait for the next loop. Call the board deputy again using one of your cheesy alter egos, and you'll have a list of every gun owner in Drew Valley in no time. I suppose that is a thing we can do. Anything more we can research? Nope. Fine, let's
Wait, I just
wait
have
for
to
them
see
to
one.
yap.
You're right.
Do your little yap fest. So, Maxine,
Welcome to Max. You need some help
Spill
getting
it.
gas in that city car of yours? You don't want something else? We got no booze, mind you.
are you armed by any chance?
Don't be silly. Of course I am.
She pats the left side of her jacket, with a movement strangely similar to caressing a pet. This town looks like one of those places where everyone is armed.
Yeah? I see a city folk have forgotten who you are and where'd you come from. The law and tradition dictate that every citizen should bear arms, and folks around here are following both.
Damn right.
Freedom-loving people always lived here. Sure hope it stays that way.
So, what are you carrying? In a blink of an eye, she reaches into her jacket and draws a hand cannon. polished chrome blinding in the neon light. The weapon is identical to Alex's. Your stomach burns with the memory of pain, fogging your mind.
Seer Beauty's a Thunderbolt 44. Lethal at 100 yards if you're proficient, 50 if you're novice, and if you're green, 0.
You look like someone who can kill at 300 yards. There is a faint glimmer of a smile on her thin lips.
Yeah, not with this weapon.
With a quick move, the gun disappears under her jacket. Like it's not even there, but in a pocket dimension. She casts another look at you, but this time her brow remains furrowed.
Why did you want to see if I'm armed?
Well... I need to get a weapon, and just wanted to see what your preference is.
That's clever, especially coming from a city dweller. For you, I recommend a pennyweight 5mm. You might just be able to handle a recoil. And listen, pal.
I think you're making fun of me.
I seen you looking at my weapon. Don't you try no funny business here. I don't want to clean your skull and brains from this place.
He's not exaggerating. There is no way in hell you'll ever be able to lay your hand on her gun.
Now, is there anything else, or should I throw you outside?
Nope, we're good. Oh, there is no way we are making it to Kuiper, so we are done for today. Squish all them antagonists. Okay. And let's hope we don't lose our over-inspired. It's been a nifty effect to have.
Still with me, Mr.
We
Harrow?
have lost over-inspired. So now we are, awkward and secretive and paranoid. Yeah, I have a question. I know this may sound odd, but do you have a gun? His bushy eyebrows freeze in midair. The rest of him seems to look up as well.
I can imagine a million reasons you might ask me that question. None of them good.
I just wanted your opinion on civilians owning firearms.
Oh, I have an opinion, thank you. But that isn't the crux of the problem here. I'm still not clear on your intent. Are you planning something problematic?
I mean, yes, but not in the way you're imagining. His eyes puncture yours. 2 neat needles, or bullets, hunting for soft spots. Nothing with permanent side effects. Mr. Harrow, your situation is such that we must take care your actions don't veer into anything that might look concerning.
Which brings us neatly to the next topic. The incident that brought you here in the first place. The sooner we start talking about it, the better.
Sure, let's give it a shot. Next session? A brief smile ghosts across his mouth. A single nod of approval.
To hear. We'll revisit it at the start of the next session. Now, whatever the reason you asked for a gun, can I have your word you'll do nothing irreversible before we meet again?
He'll never let you go until you promise this. Sure, man, sure. He nods, satisfied, jotting another line in his notebook. Genuine approval or professional theater? Hard to tell. Whatever the case, you're none the wiser about whether he owns a gun or not. The Doctor is a master at reflecting every question back at you, and turning it into examination of your own mind. He glances at the clock, as
All right
always.
then. That's it for today. You should go and check in at the office. Your room is...
Okay. Of course we will not, because we will talk to Riley, then talk to Jason, then fuck off to Kuiper.
Sure.
Do you by any chance have a gun? For a second she is frozen, as if you have hit the pause button. Then suddenly, she starts patting down her jacket, her pants, fingers darting into every pocket with rising edges.
No, I must have left it in the locker when I was packing up my stuff at Coral Destiny. Damn.
I think you're making fun of me. The shade hides her eyes, leaving you to fill in the blanks. Is that a joke or a serious answer?
Is something wrong with you? Who the hell asks a stranger if they're armed?
Alright. I didn't ask you to hand it over.
Listen, just drop it, okay?
Alright. Whether she has it or not, it seems you won't get her to talk about it. Bah, waste of time. Alright. I'm sure we will not get anything out of Jason, but you know, let's go anyway. This might sound strange, but do you, by any chance, have a gun on you? He squints, brow knitting, like he's trying to piece together the meaning of your words.
I can't see why you'd need that info, unless this is official business. Are you in here in some kind of official capacity?
Maybe?
If maybe is all you've got, I'm calling that a no. I'm not going to answer a question like that to a complete stranger. No offense.
He punctuates his words with a hatching. Come on, could you at least give me a hint?
This isn't a quiz show, and I'm under no obligation to play along.
Seems like you won't convince him to answer. Alright, bye-bye. Alright, off to Kuiper we go. I mean, I don't expect to get anything out of Kuiper. I'm pretty sure the way we need to go is the gun that we have already seen in the... what's his name? In Walter's bed. But you know. Let's examine things at least. Cover all angles. Okay, we are putting Frank's phone for the recharge. And... buddy, fess up about your gun? What do you mean you can try a more inconspicuous approach? What the fuck? Can we not talk to him? Apparently we cannot talk to him, for some reason. Huh. Okay. Odd. Wait. First of all, we are calling the sheriff. Call Cody and ask for a list of all weapon owners in Rue Valley. Both with Sheriff Department, Deputy Sheriff Cody speaking. How can we help? Yes. Can I get a list of all the weapon owners here in Rue Valley?
Just a month or two ago, the government passed a new set of regulations on gun ownership. We're drowning here in bureaucracy. Hold on just a moment. Who the hell are you?
Jack John Loss, PI, please. PI, please, don't get me started with paperwork.
Didn't know our colleagues in the private sector also share that yoke. You know what? The list is longer than my arm. You better ask about a particular person, and I'll do the checkup.
Okay. Yeah. Walter has a registered weapon, an Iron Fang 45. That's a relic right there. Trade from 1910s. You mean that's not a museum piece?
Judged purely by the weapon's age, sure. But to get registered again, the gun must be operational. And knowing Cousin Walt, he keeps it in tip-top shape. Now, was there anyone else?
Gideon Fink?
If I was dealing with lunatics every day, I sure would get at least a shotgun or two. But from what I see here, nah, he's not in the register. Got more? Shoot! I get it.
Jason Burns?
The dumper? That man should be armed. But is he? Dunno. Not a Bothwood citizen. Out of my jurisdiction. The way we're going, you're gonna ask me about the whole valley.
I mean, pretty much, yes. Anita Lopez?
Well, let's see. It says right here she was the owner of a firearm from 2023. Inheritance from her mother, apparently. Until April 2027, when she surrendered the weapon. The sheriff left a note. Firearm surrendered alongside a single bullet.
Well, that's grim.
Can we wrap this up slowly? I got some work to do.
I wouldn't be bothering you if it wasn't important, officer.
Sheriff. Deputy Sheriff. But go ahead and ask.
Travis Glassman? His name is Glassman. The bartender's name is Glassman. Okay.
He seems to have moved here just recently. But no, no guns reported. Lawson, sounds to me like you're fucked. Too many suspects, seems like. But I'll help you if I can.
I mean, we don't really care about anyone else. Riley Anderson?
Hold on now. Need to enter that into search. Yep, right here. Owns a weapon, double registration to Coral Destiny and her. Model is Cybershot 9000, far as I can see. Oh, hell, there's even more, right?
Of course there is. Alexander K. Pain swells deep in your stomach, like a miniature comet has shot through your gut, ripping it apart.
Here we go. Owns a Thunderbolt 44. A mighty gun, that one. Got to admit, I'm always worried Cousin Alex won't shoot somebody accidentally. He's a poor shot, you know, and that firearm of his can kill anyone dead. Shouldn't have got
Tell me
myself
about
into
it.
this mess.
Robin Fleming?
Well, let me check. This whole documentation is a regular mess. Nope. Robin doesn't have a gun registered to her, though she's at an age where she could own a weapon. But I would say at an age where she should have a piece.
I gotta tell you, this software is getting a bit buggy. Benjamin Fleming?
For this, I don't even have to look at the bloody list. Ben's armed, of course. Men in his position should be. Otherwise, he would be a sitting duck. If you know what I mean.
I actually have absolutely no idea what you mean.
He's got a nice little sleek Thunderwood 38. Fits right into a pocket. You know, I got time for a couple more, and after that, I have some real police work to do.
Maxine K? Same as Alex. A Thunderbolt 44. Auto got it for both of them, soon as they came of age. Though Maxine shoots far better than Alex. He won't be able to hit a fish in a barrel.
Lawson, pal, I'm all for helping my fellow man, but you pushed it too far. We're done. But best of luck with your fucked case.
No worries, pal. No worries. I got what I came for. Best of luck.
To you too, pal. To you too. Seems like you need it.
Well, got that done. Yes, a bunch of people here are armed. She is armed. Anita is not armed. This is all red herrings. Let's play some more Lunar Lander, until Frank's phone is charged. As the title screen blinks to life, you realize that you're not starting a game. You're restarting a confrontation. You've tamed the machine, enough to think you've earned a new challenge. It's time for something bigger and meaner. You slide in a coin, hit helicopter, and the machine bathes you in command prompts, overblown advertising, and the prelude to your next adventure. Look at the controls. Now this is a flying machine, or at least a very confident lie. Look at the ad. It's for Coral Destiny's next big initiative, High Commute. Replace taxis with rotorcraft. Think of them as casual urban helicopters. Ambitious, no doubt. Deranged, probably, but ambitious. Let's play. Countdown begins. Familiar now, almost ritualistic. You're in the cockpit, the world outside hums like a distant dream, the rotors above thrum like a heartbeat. Tail rotor failure. The screen starts to spin in a violent centrifugal nightmare. Okay. You know what, sure, must be sabotage. Check for other system failure. All systems green, except the one that keeps you from pirouetting to death. How kind. The light turns to green. The rotor is working properly, and you continue to the flight. The sound of voices makes you realize there are passengers behind. Muffled, terrified voices with desperation rising. They're pleading for a pilot to tell them this isn't how they die. Why the fuck would you put this in your helicopter simulator? Luckily for them, on the right side of the console is a small grimy microphone. You lean in. Ladies and gentlemen, this is your captain speaking. Hush settles behind you. They're listening now. It seems your words worked. The chaos behind you softens. The runway stretches ahead. You begin your descent. Updraft is gone. You begin to lose altitude. Fast. Cut collective. Let us drop... What? I don't know what this means. Sure, cut collective. Let us drop in a controlled manner. You lower the collective pitch. Descent becomes intentional. You're not crashing. You're guiding the fall. You're almost home. Somehow, against odds, against noise, against reason, you land. The words, "You did it!" float across the screen. Let's check the scoreboard, shall we? 37th. You're climbing, slowly, like someone who just realized the mountain was real. Enter your name into the high score. Huge. There it is, your legacy, reduced to 3 blinking leaves. Keep playing the game. Again? Of course again. Quitting is for people with closure. You've got a vendetta. Please let me pick up the phone. Apparently not. Okay. It does let me pick up the phone right before the loop ends. That's nice, I suppose. It's not full yet, but it's close. Pick up the phone. And we have a minute to yap with Travis.
Hey, I'm Travis, and you look like you could really use a drink.
Tell me, do you keep a gun behind the bar, being bartender? No.
Huh? Why would I need a gun? And how is that related to my bartending duties?
Well, you know, just knowing you're armed would keep the patrons in line.
They behave just fine without a barrel pointed at them. Anyway, I'm not really a fan of guns.
Shifts uneasily, the whole gun discussion sitting with him like an ill-fitting coat. Clearly the topic unsettles him.
In fact, I even helped cut down the total weapons in circulation here a while back.
Presumably by convincing Anita to surrender her gun. Really? How?
I talked my girlfriend Anita into getting rid of her piece. Took some time, but she agreed. To her, it was more of memorabilia. But memorabilia can still kill.
Memorabilia?
Yeah, a sort of token, handed down from her mother. It's practically the only keepsake she ever got from her. They weren't exactly close, so Anita wasn't sure what to do with it.
He visibly darkens as he speaks, his voice showing genuine concern. You mentioned the gun was more like... so, the gun. Did you stash it somewhere nearby, in a trash can or something?
Of course not. She turned it over to the police.
Yeah.
Tossing a firearm into the garbage? That's asking for trouble.
Eugene, we kind of already know this.
Imagine some kid, or troubled adult, finding it. One careless shortcut could end in disaster.
He shakes his head, jaw set. The mere thought clearly unsettles him. You mentioned the gun was more like memorabilia.
Yeah, a sort of...
Yes, we know that. This is clearly a bug.
Look, this topic puts me on edge. Let's switch to something else.
And we are done. The world ends with us.
Still with me, Mr. Harrow?
Yeah. Do we want to get slightly drunk? It doesn't help well, it puts us at mindful 1, I think. Which... yes, I have a question. Let's get slightly drunk before we go playing with guns. It doesn't make us that much of a dickhead. There we go. Oh, and it's made us non-secretive. That's also good. So yes, in this situation, being tipsy is unequivocally good for us. Kind of. We don't want to talk to you, we don't care for Anita, so we are off to K-Ranch, I think. We have covered all our bases. Once again, you go on about the signal, and that's nothing happening. And huzzah, we are no longer paranoid. As the manor looms in the distance, the uncomfortable feeling starts to pulse. Stronger, sharper, visceral. The memory of being shot, the pain you desperately keep shoving away, pushes through your defenses, threatening to overwhelm you. You focus on the house to avoid all those hurts and feelings, but it only gets worse. The building itself seems to mirror your mental state, making it look repulsive and terrifying. No way I'm going back. Okay, apparently there is something to work through. Oh, come on. You won't be wrestling with Alex this time. You don't even have to knock on his door. He's listening to the music. There is no risk at all. That is absolutely true, but I'm not going in. Yeah, it's scary, but sooner or later you'll have to go in and confront Alex. The equipment is in his room after all. Hey, maybe you can use that technique that Dr. Fink showed you, to keep panic from swallowing you whole while you enter the house. Okay, we are not allowed to do it. Maybe, maybe not. Maybe later. Well, at this moment, it's your only bet. Whatever, I'm out of here. Okay. Straight up not allowed. So much for this loop. We will be walking all the way to the end, I see. Well, all right.
Still with me, Mr. Harrow?
Yes, and I want to get a drink from your cabinet.
All right then. You should go and...
And... let's load in our cool new idea. Could Dr. Fink's simple calming technique be turned into a deliberate act of self-confrontation, helping you overcome your fear of setting foot into K Ranch House ever again? I imagine it can. Let's return to the source in front of the ranch house where fear overwhelmed you and prevented you from entering it. And use Dr. Fink's stabbing technique not as a shield, but as an anchor, allowing you to deliberately step into the heart of the excruciating memory and hopefully overcome your panic. Yeah, I think it's fine. Although, yeah, actually, let's be mindful for this one. Go to K Ranch. Clip, clop, clip, clop, clip, clop. And there we are. Let's save for the sake of variety. Apparently we are in the 54th loop, so quite a few loops. Alright, here we are. Time to overcome this feeling, or at least make it bearable enough. Dr. Fink showed you a technique to calm yourself, and handle the overwhelming emotions. That should come in handy now. One way or another, no, I tried, and it helped. So it's not a completely useless technique. You should try to apply the technique fully. Commit to it. Go back to the experience you avoid so much. But first, grounding and breathing. Stand with both feet on the ground. You check your balance, settling into a stance that feels comfortable, even while you stand. Check your breathing. It looks okay so far. Not too fast, not too slow. It feels normal. Okay, you're ready. Ready as you'll ever be. Start tapping. 1, 2, 1, 2. You slip into a rhythm immediately. As you start tapping, you focus on the moment, and the string of emotions and experiences hit. The helplessness. Lying on the floor, your strength disappearing with every second. You have never felt more helpless in your entire life. And the worst thing is, it lasted forever. Still, something else left a darker, deeper mark. The thing that keeps you from moving on. Alex's reaction to shooting. He was so scared, but it made you feel even worse. It was hard to process, but the lack of utter panic in your stomach tells you it's not the one you're searching for. The fear of what comes next. Yes, the universal fear of the unknown, beyond reason or emotion. You were embraced by the wolf, and you still don't know what comes next. Yet, something else seems to bother you much more. Something obvious. Something you're still trying not to think about. The pain. Yes, the pain. At first, it seized your senses like a giant scorpion, claws locking you in place like helpless people. You were frozen even before the sting. Then it struck, and you were left at the mercy of its jaws, ready to be torn apart. The sensation rises inside you, threatening to overwhelm you. Rein it in now, before it's too late. Take deeper breaths. You slow your breathing too much to tap it. Not easy, but you manage. You steady yourself, just enough to keep wading through the experience. The pain still had you, pincers locked, jaws starting to work. Your body was helpless, but your mind was desperately trying to cling to something. Anything. I fought for my life. You weren't ready to go. It wasn't supposed to end like this. Some part of you refused to let go. Then, at some point, the pain just stopped, but you were still alive, in the strange limbo where everything seemed to make sense, and you were at peace. For some reason, recalling just how peaceful you felt at that moment leaves you uneasy now. Really uneasy. Readjust your balance. While tapping, you notice you've shifted your weight onto one leg. You adjust, leading into the other side. It helped. You're back, here and now, stable. And with panic held at bay, you start remembering details that you never really acknowledged back then, as if reliving the experience through a different lens. Alex called someone for help. Yeah, the lazy deputy and a sketchy vet. Whether either could have actually helped is another matter entirely. Breathing got harder. Like the air was sucked out of the room, like you had been dropped on a mountaintop with no oxygen, as if dying had lifted you to the top of the world. I heard the sound. Yes, at the very end, as you fell into darkness, faint but familiar sound entered your consciousness. The rocket launch. Your heart kicks into overdrive. Not fast. But the rhythm accelerates. You lock onto it like a quick metronome, letting the tick help you contain your feelings. You steady yourself, then breathe in. The more you think about it, the more you're sure you heard it as your consciousness faded. Which might mean you didn't really die, that the loop reset pulled you back from the gates of the underworld. And yet, you were on the edge, already on your way toward the darkness. So what came first? Comfort of death, or the loop that healed the wound? Oh crap, I'll never know for sure. Well, you could try dying much earlier in the loop, if you really want to test it. Just say. Focus on the dilemma. You realize you stopped tapping a while ago. And you feel okay. The feeling is not gone, but it's pushed aside far enough that you think you can enter the house again. Looks like the whole tapping thing worked. Alright. We have resolved our issue. Huzzah! You may never know the truth, and you're not curious enough to ever try confirming one theory or the other. Okay. We are good. And unfortunately, this makes our stats slightly shitty. Eugene was much better when he was in horrible pain. But we cannot keep him in horrible pain for the sake of our stat line. Although we could. Maybe we should. He is a content writer after all. If Deputy Cody didn't tell you this is still a functional weapon, you would have thought it only a relic. Take the revolver and examine it up close. You know it's ancient, but the cold steel feels brand new against your skin. It might be due to the perfect craftsmanship, or Walter's zealous maintenance. Every part of this weapon is meticulously polished and oiled. The real challenge now will be finding the bullets for it. They could be stashed anywhere in the house, if there are any at all. Let's check the barrel, just in case. You open the barrel, and to your surprise, 3 shiny bullets are waiting inside. No tricks, no puzzles, just 3 live rounds in a dead gun. Okay. This means you'll have 3 chances to shoot Alex K in one loop. Better make sure you aim straight, because if not, your stomach burns with a vivid reminder of what will happen if you don't. But how will you learn to use the gun with only 3 bullets inside, and mere minutes until the loop ends? You do have infinite loops at your disposal, but the mere third of all the countless times you'd have to run to this place only to fire 3 rounds, there must be another way. Oh, come on, Eugene, don't be a baby. Okay, the Walter Group book. Let's start reading the book. The first chapters are dedicated to a broader, contextual look at the situation. What is Apex Ore? When did the company come to Rio Valley? And why? You skim through it. Next, the author postulates a thesis: the collapse of the K oligarchs and the arrival of incorporated capital in the form of Apex Ore produced a paradox of them being perceived as a part of the working people, not the ruling moneyed class. If that's what it says, despite the pop form of the book, the text is heavy and unnecessary academic. Okay, since the K's lost all their wealth, they did become like everybody else. Maybe, but once you enjoy the privilege, you will seek it out again and again. Money is the most addictive drug. After this chapter are several photographs, with a disclaimer, courtesy of the Rio Valley Cultural and Historical Center. The photograph that stands out shows maybe 24 people wielding twice as many weapons. They're all uniformly dressed in denim shirts, pants, and cowboy hats. Below is the title, Walter Group Master, and the names of all the participants, out of which only Walter K and Milton Keynes mean anything to you. Another photo that draws your attention shows Walter and Milton alone. K is holding dynamite sticks in both hands, while Keynes is pointing 2 assault rifles towards the sun. Well, Cody was right. These guys needed to be disarmed, and quick. You shudder from the images of spilled blood and flames, and spilled blood aflame, if they hadn't been. The author then details how the last scion of the K family, Walter, developed a populist ideology, claiming that gold reserves discovered by Apex Ore belonged to the people. Walter Group unified around those ideas and started preaching nationalization of all subsurface resources. The group was led by Milton Keynes, close friend and relative of Walter K, and the direct descendant of none other than Clayton Bronco Keynes. However, the author challenges the group's definition of the people, concluding via K's unpublished manifesto and numerous interviews that the people refers solely to Walter and his inner circle. Whether Walter K concealed this hierarchy deliberately or genuinely believed his king's rule was righteous remains ambiguous. With the group's support and voter coercion, Walter K ran for mayor in 1985 election and lost to the incumbent mayor William Thatcher. After the lost election, historiographical data, supported by the author's interviews with eyewitnesses of those days, reveals that the Walter Group planned a hostile takeover of local power. Then new pre-elections would be called, in hopes of legitimizing their position. This bushfire was stopped by the state, with the aid of corporate capital. In March 1985, a new gun law passed, requiring the handover of all military-grade weapons. The style might be dry as dung in desert, but the story hooked me. The Armaments Law of 85 effectively led to the disintegration of the Walter Group. Before they set fire to the bush, Mayor Thatcher managed to secure the loyalty of former group members with highly paid positions within his administration, while others were arrested on real or trumped-up charges. The remainder of the group followed Walter K and established a political movement named For Our Children. Walter K proclaimed the new movement, as well as his new mayoral candidacy, during the opening ceremony of the newly renovated K family burial grounds, including the statue of the founder, Maynard O.K. The symbolism is clear, albeit on the nose. Part of Kay's speech is crucial to the author's analysis. Designated a historical site in 1960s, this crypt became a fortress of legacy. One we have fortified with new sarcophagi, crafted with the precision of artisans and the reverence of those entrusted with eternity. Let its sanctity, shielded by law, remind all who doubt. Some foundations are unassailable. Kay's speech is charged with the same grassroots idea that has driven him from the start. Only now it is formalized into a party ideology. It's almost on the verge of blood and soil ideology, but the blood aspect is focused on his own family, not the group as a whole. This block of analytical insight is interrupted by a series of photographs, added to this edition by both Wood's Cultural and Historical Center. Well, I'm starting to regret reading this. Walter next to Maynard's statue. Unlike Walter on the book's cover, he is clean-shaven and wearing a full suit, although cowboy style. His brows are furrowed, his eyes full of steely focus. Maynard's statue gleams with the sun in the background. It was so polished during the renovation. Walter gives a speech. Both feet straight to the skies, mouth in a snarl, while he proclaims Drew Valley belongs to the people. Picture of Walter and, you presume, his wife and children. Walter is holding both Alex and Maxine on his shoulders, his wife's hand in his own. You suppose this photo is meant to show Walter as the family man. Walter next to his sarcophagus. Grim determination is set in the entirety of Walter's body, like he is saying, "Here I am now. Here I will be for all eternity." A picture of Walter and for our children founding members. Unlike the bearded, rugged bunch from the cover of this booklet, you see men and women both in smart, iron suits. Directed or not, most of them are looking at Walter, who is staring at Maynard's statue. Keep reading. While the pseudo-grassroots militant movement was transforming itself into a political party, the state, supported by corporate capital, did not sit idly by. Milton Keynes, now an assistant chief of police, acted on Mayor Thatcher's orders and conducted a search of all former Walter Group members, hoping to find any known forfeited weapons. As a precaution, or an additional insult, Keynes organized the searches while Kay and his supporters were attending the family burial grounds opening. Of course, no weapons were uncovered during the search, but it severed all connections between Walter and Milton, which might have been the intended goal. In return, Kay used the search in a public relations spin, and won many new voters for his movement. Wait. The burial grounds were opened when the weapons disappeared. It's so obvious that you think everybody must be an idiot for not figuring it out. Better make sure I'm right. To the graveyard. Okay, well, sure. You've discovered that Walter's sarcophagus might hold a hidden cache of weapons. Go check. Fine, let's play some hyper-casual protagonists until the loop ends. Actually, wait, no, we didn't even take the gun. Okay. Apparently Eugene is unwilling to take the gun until he learns, I guess, how to shoot it. Well, we already know we are too late for this door. Start knocking before the next song begins. Wasn't it always 2 minutes to the end?
Pops, what's the password for today?
Just open up.
Hands up!
Okay, never mind. I don't think the Spores was here before. This feels new. But before you get a chance to react, you are interrupted by a familiar sound followed by streaks of red light tearing through the small openings in an otherwise very secure house. If you really want to have any interaction with this guy, you'll have to come here before this loud song begins. Well, we'll see how things go. But...
Still with me?
Yes, I am. And I don't even want your whiskey. Goodbye.
Give me my coffee, you jerk!
And this will be the end of today's episode. Yeah. next time we are going off to the graveyard. Actually, we can go there right away, because why the hell not? And we will continue our adventure by checking out Walter's allegedly empty grave. So, unless something interrupts us right now, thank you for watching everyone, and have a good day. Goodbye.